Alright, we're going to talk about how to terminate a Cat5 cable using some products from SewellDirect.com. First, we're going to show how to just wire an RJ45 connector onto your Cat5 cable. First, we want to strip off a little bit of the jacket. You want about half an inch, 3/4 of an inch, just enough to work with. Make it simple. And you can see there's a ripcord. It's just a string. You can go ahead and just trim that off, keep it out of the way. Once that's away, you'll want to separate out each of the different colors pairs. And for this example, we're going to wire the IATIA 568A standard. It's easiest if you untwist each of the wire pairs ahead of time so you can work with them more easily. So 568A, you start with white, green, then white, orange, blue, white, blue, orange, white, brown, brown. You want to fan out each of the connectors in the right order. Go ahead and separate them out. It makes it easier to align them later. And the easiest way to get them all to line up is just pinch them together and bend it back and forth a couple times. Line right up. In the end, you'll want to use your crimp tool to trim off the excess. Double check that you've got all the wires in order. As you can see there, we have them all lined up for the 568A standard. And just use the cutting end of your crimp tool to trim them up so all the wires line up straight so you can get a flush connection to your RJ45 head. Just go ahead and slide it in. You need to make sure that one wire goes into each of the connectors. Double check that your jacket is inside the connector and that all of the pins reach the end of the connector. Once they're all lined up, just go ahead and grab your punch tool, or your crimp tool, line it up, and squeeze firmly to set each of the pins. We'll quickly show you the 568B wiring scheme. I've got them all fanned out: white, orange, orange, white, green, blue, white, blue, green, white, brown, brown. Again, just line them up, pinch them together, bend them back a couple times, and trim off the excess. One more time, you'll want to make sure that there's enough wiring that you can get the green jacket into the RJ45 head, so that little pressure catch will grab onto the outside jacket and give some strain relief to the internal wires. Check that they all line up to the tip, and crimp it. Now, whether you use 568A or B doesn't matter if you're doing a patch cable, as long as you do the same standard on both ends. If you're going to wire a crossover cable like this, you just do 568A on one end, 568B on the other. Okay, to wire a keystone jack, it's very similar. We'll go ahead and strip off some of the exterior jacket. Give yourself plenty of room to work with. And we'll just trim off all the excess at the end. There's the ripcord again. Just go ahead and trim that back. And with our keystone jack, it has labels for the 568A and B standard. You just want to make sure you follow one or the other. We'll follow B for this example. You can pick either one for your installation. Just make sure it matches the rest of your building. With this keystone jack, we've got the brown and green on one side, the orange and blue on the other. You want to place the wire so that you get a little bit of the jacket inside the keystone jack, and then we'll just run the wires so that they match. Go ahead and start with the brown. Once you get them in place, it's easiest if you take your punch down tool and just lightly press down just to seat the wires. Don't punch them yet in case you need to make any adjustments. Same with the green. Again, press them down lightly with the punch tool, and we can switch over to the other side. You want all of the wires so that they fit in tight, but you don't want to put too much strain on any one wire. And we'll get the blue pair. Now that it's set, you can go ahead and use the punch tool, get the full impact. We'll zoom out a bit here and push down firmly, and it'll just trim off the excess wire. Get that one set, and remove any wires that are still holding on, and that's it. We've matched the color scheme for the 568B standard. The last step is just to install the dust cap, and it's set. So you just put this into your wall plate and you can connect your RJ45 cable. All these products are available at SewellDirect.com.